Hello and welcome to the showcase of the new game I have made these past weeks. It is called Conqueror of Dune. It uses a theme from the books about Dune, and you'll see it could be an interesting game for some. So the game, how I come up with the design is actually interesting story. It came to me basically in a dream. I was dreaming to play a game where there was lots of cards with all the houses from the Dune, and you would just affect them, investing spice or your troops to affect the outcomes, and everybody was fighting to for the influence and to try to conquer the locations on the Dune and so on and so on. So when I woke up, I quickly rushed and write everything as much as I could remember, and from then on I continue designing, and this is what came out. So in this video I'm just gonna do a showcase of the components, and in the next video we as always gonna have a playthrough. I'm planning to play each house once solo to see how the balancing works, although I already did play this solo on my own and in multiplayer under Tabletop Simulator. I actually have a really good playing experience last night, so I'm kinda hyped to show everybody this game. Alright, so let's start with the components. Obviously there is one board here, a small board, not a big one, maybe, I don't know, 26 or 28 with the 26, I guess, something like that, centimeters. You also need these custom dice. There are three types of these orange and yellow dice, one of these like a beige dice, and two greens. They're used, you'll see how they are used. Then you need lots of these cubes in different colors for each house, and basically cards, cubes, and some dice. Also there are tokens for spice and for these karama tokens. Everything's gonna be explained later on. There is a small deck, I mean using smaller cards, not the poker size cards. Actually should be like this because it's a smaller deck. Doesn't really matter. It is an event deck with 24 cards, and then each house has 12 cards of units, each playable house, while these non-playable houses, like guilds, like a Spacing Guild and Bene Gesserit, they have only 8 cards and you can't play with them. But they're still in the game and they actually can win. Like they're always controlled by the game itself, by the AI of the game. So every house has one of these cards with their flag. On the other side is their special ability, which is used only when you play multiplayer. In single player you don't have any special abilities. And there are also these tokens, which are used to, when some houses are in alliance, you can exchange these tokens to know who's in alliance with whom. Like if I do it like this, we know that Ordos and Harkonnen are in alliance. Also these tokens are used to be placed here on these locations, which could be captured during the game, and you'll see how that works. So yeah, 24 cards for the event. I think 76 or 78 in total cards for all the houses. 10 cubes per house, plus additional cube to track here their influence in the Landsraad, cubes to track the influence points for Bene Gesserit and Spacing Guild, and some cubes to track battle rounds, and that's it. That's basically that. It's a small game, but it actually has some complexity in it. So in the next video we're gonna play it. I'm just gonna quickly tell you the winning conditions. So basically each house has a different winning conditions. I mean, they are kind of similar, but they differ in some stuff. So the main win condition, which could how the house can win immediately, is if you manage with your house to reach maximum influence up to here, 7, and you are controlling at least 3 locations on Arrakis. Then you immediately win. By the end of the round, if that doesn't change, that house wins. Another way to win is if this deck runs out, and by the way, this event deck is how many rounds we're gonna play. It's 8 to 12. When I was testing, it seems that the best way to play is 8 for the solo and 12 for multiplayer. Also, could be played like if you have like less than 5 players, then 8 rounds is also good enough. Like if you have 2 or 3 players, but 12 is for maximum experience. Like, you know, lots of things gonna happen when you have more rounds. But I think this could be also scale up from 8 to 10 to 12, like depending on the number of players. I'm still play testing that part. So when the deck runs out, depending on the number of rounds, then we're gonna sum up the points. And in this game you get points for the influence, for how much spice you have, how much these Karama tokens you have, and how many of these locations you control. Each of them give you points. Like for instance, Kartag is 4, Arrakeen is 6. So if you control Arrakeen and Kartag, that's 10 points. And units themselves have these numbers that are strength while they are fighting, and also cost and points when you're trying to buy them or at the end of the game. Because as you play these units, you're gonna form sets of the units that wins fights, and at the end of the game each card in the set is gonna give you that much points. Also important thing is well, the troops doesn't really care how much troops you get. I mean, they are not points, but there is a special condition that house that has most troops and the end of the game gains additional 6 points. Alright, so as I said, either you can win immediately by getting maximum influence and controlling 3 locations, or you can win by points. And there are also Spacing Guild and Bene Gesserit. They also gain points through the game as players are using their special abilities, because you actually have to use them. Well, some more than other. And if any of them reaches 20 points, then they win and everybody else loses. So you need to watch for these. You know, they are playing the long game, and now they're also making some sets and can affect how they're gonna score. So that's it in short. In the next video we're gonna play random house and you'll see how it works. So thanks for watching and see you in the next video.